G'day racers and welcome to another live stream. Today's topic for today's live stream is F45. And the reason that's the topic is over the years I get questions about a lot of different types of training. Okay, like is CrossFit good? Is F45 good? Is boot camp good? Is body pump good? Is spin classes good? Okay, is this good? Is that good? So today's topic is tackling F45. And there actually are quite a few riders and racers that get out there and do F45, which is good to see. But what I'm going to weigh up in this video is really the pros and cons of F45, whether it's the right thing, hey Matthew, whether it's the right thing for you to do to build fitness for your racing, whether that's for motocross or whether that's for enduro. So first of all, I'll weigh up the pros and cons and then I'll give you my overall thoughts on everything. So I've written them down here. So as usual, I have some notes to guide me to make sure I don't miss anything. So pros of F45, what are the good things about F45? Really great conditioning, okay? So for those of you who aren't familiar with F45, it works on different stations, okay, for 45 minutes. You move around to each station and work on that for a period of time with different movements. And predominantly body weight based or light weight based movements. So there's no heavy lifting. So like circuit training really. Hey Brett. So a great conditioning tool, okay? Really good for conditioning. It's high intensity. It gets you moving. Awesome, okay? So in terms of conditioning and operating at high intensity, happy days, okay? Gets a thumbs up for that. Also, the other pro for it, I put there good conditioning and good high intensity training. It kind of ticks two boxes. It's a great conditioning tool and it's a great high intensity conditioning tool. Will also help you to build strength. Okay, if you're coming from just a purely cardio background, so if you're someone who hasn't done any training or someone who goes for runs or goes for cycles and you start to incorporate F45 sessions into your training, really great tool for building strength because it's going to get you moving lighter weight and moving your body weight a lot more for high amounts of volume, higher than what you would normally do. So if you're coming from that background into F45, then you're going to build a level of strength, which is going to be great for the bike. Always bang on about getting stronger so you can make the bike feel lighter. So that will help you in that regard. So that's really the pros for F45. Cons of F45. What are the things that holds it back for helping riders improve? There's no long-term strength building, okay, or real strength building. So if you're going from like a cycling background, a running background, and then going into F45, at the start, there will be a strength benefit. Maybe the first 4 to 6 weeks, you'll start to get stronger. Push-ups will get easier. Squats will get easier. Okay, the weights you're lifting at F45 will start to get easier. But F45 is all about keeping things light, keeping things body weight based. Okay, it's not like CrossFit where they're using heavy weights and doing more crazy stuff, I guess you could say. So the problem with it is there's no long-term strength building. So at the start, it's really great. Again, if you're coming from a longer distance cardio background or you're getting off the couch and getting into training, great start for you. In terms of a long-term approach for 3, 6, 9, 12 months, for strength building, not going to be as good because everything's capped out, okay? There's no continual strength building. You're not going to be doing squats with 100 kilos, 150 kilos, or doing heavy deadlifts or doing heavy overhead presses. Everything is based on high volume with lower weights. And so what we want to do for you as a racer, you'll want to be lifting those heavier weights and you want to be getting really strong because that makes the bike feel light. Anytime we can make the bike feel light, you use less energy, you don't fatigue as quick, so you've got more energy for the rest of the race, right? Remember, you've got a 100 kilo bike that you're working with. So F45 will build your strength to a point, and then after that, it's going to start to plateau off strength-wise. That's when you need some proper, hey Nathan, some proper strength training to be able to help you keep progressing, not just stall out with your strength. The other thing is, and I guess this can be a con, is minimal lactic threshold training. So working in different stations, there is a degree, okay, of lactic threshold training. What lactic threshold training is when you're doing the same movement repetitively and you get that burn, that feeling where you don't want to go anymore, okay, or your like for example, your legs start to stiffen up and they can't move anymore. If you keep training that lactic threshold, number one, doesn't come on as soon, comes on a lot later, and you can also continue to push through it. So it's not as much of a brick wall for you. With F45, it does work on that to a degree with different circuits. So if you're going in one station and you're doing bodyweight squats, if you do enough bodyweight squats, obviously your legs are going to get sore and you're going to reach that point. Hey, Patrick. But what I do with our races is I kind of take that and I put it on steroids. So if we're doing like, for example, like a rowing workout, I'll just keep our riders on the rower for 15 or 20 minutes. And what that does is that that works the rider's body in the same movement pattern repetitively, okay, which causes more of a lactic threshold effect, okay, or it's more intense lactic threshold training rather than just doing like a minute here or a minute there or 2 minutes here or 2 minutes there. The reason that's important for racing is because when you're riding, you're in relatively the same positions, okay? Like, yeah, it changes, you get one leg out, the other leg out, but at the end of the day, the only thing that's happening is your legs are coming up and down off the pegs and your ass is coming up and down off the seat, okay? There's very small variations, but overall, it's the same movement pattern. So that's why most of the training that we do with our riders will be using the same movement for the whole workout because it gets them used to just pounding the same movement all the time. When you're constantly changing movements like you are with F45, it's really great for your lungs because your lactic threshold isn't slowing you down. You can keep moving. So in other words, like if I do heaps of squats and then my legs start to burn and then I swap to push-ups, my arms aren't burning, okay? It's my legs that are burning. So I can keep my heart rate up high and I can work my lung capacity, which is great. But what's happening is my lactic threshold isn't improving as much as what we could have it, as if we just kept doing squats, okay, for 15 or 20 minutes. So that's the lactic threshold side. So F45 definitely helps with that. It's just that I take it up a notch from the benefits that you'll get from F45. The other con is, as like CrossFit, it's random exercise rather than tailored training, right? So you go there, you get your heart rate up. The main goal of F45 is let's get your heart rate up, let's get a sweat happening, and let's burn some calories, okay? And that's how it gets results. Now, the difference between losing weight and the difference between actually wanting to ride better on the bike is one is just based on exercise. The other one is based on performance, okay? So to lose weight, all you need to do is you've got a certain amount of calories coming in. You need to make sure you burn off more calories during the day than what you have coming in and your body will lose weight. Majority of the population, that's great, okay? Because that's their goal. That's what they want to achieve. Awesome. Go do F45, go do CrossFit, go do boot camp, go do whatever you enjoy doing. If you want to get better on the bike, though, you're not just training for exercise. Just getting your heart rate up and burning some calories isn't enough. You need to actually train and see improvement in your body, improvement in your strength, improvement in your cardio, improvement in your conditioning, and have those numbers continually climbing over 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, year after year after year, see things consistently improving. And so that's where F45 is a bit of a downfall. It's like everyone does the same programming, which is fine. But the problem is it's just random stuff to get your heart rate up, okay? There's no building over weeks. There's no training cycles, okay? There's no strength cycles. There's no cardio or conditioning cycles. There's no specific focuses. It's just get in there, get your heart rate up, get a sweat happening, burn some calories, and away you go, okay? Whatever we can squeeze into 45 minutes. So what I do with our races is everything is periodized, okay? So our riders, the riders that I work with, if we take them from, say, like week 1 to week 52, like over a 12-month period, their progress will be looking like this, okay, overall, consistently climbing. If you're following any program that's just random, at the start you will get progress because your body is not used to it, okay? It's brand new for your body. After the first 4 to 6 weeks, what will happen is you'll go like this for the first 4 to 6 weeks, and then things will start to plateau off like this and you won't really progress, okay? And that's the difference between just doing some exercise and actually training for a specific, training for racing, okay? Training for motocross, training for enduro as well. Is there any questions? Any questions, guys? Post up below. I'll just check if there's any that have come through. None that I can see at the moment. If there's any, hey Nathan, hey Patrick. I don't know if you sent your comments through before. Hey Carl, but they've just come through now. Might be a little bit late. So overall, is F45 good for motocross fitness? I would probably rate it. So I rate all types of training on a scale of 1 to 10. Okay, 1 being fucking terrible, don't even bother wasting your time. To 10 out of 10 being a specific tailored approach for racing. So exactly what I do for our riders. Everything is mapped out. Everything is geared towards racing and getting your body to perform at its best. Okay, and then I rate everything else in between that. So F45, I would probably say at maybe a 5 or a 6 out of 10. Okay, in terms of helping with motocross fitness and enduro fitness. So still relatively good. Okay, like it's not terrible. It's not the best. It's not a completely tailored approach to helping you with your motocross fitness, but there's definitely a lot worse things you could be doing with your time. Especially if you are getting up off the couch, it's a good start for you. If you enjoy it, that's great. Get out there and make it happen. But yeah, that's the pros and cons of F45. Any questions, guys? Anything I can help you guys with? If you enjoyed the video, if you could give me a thumbs up on the video, that lets me know you're on here and I can see on my computer. Because sometimes it's as usual, Facebook doesn't give me on here. Michael, does F45 scale training like CrossFit? I think they do. So I've never personally actually done an F45 session in person. I know a lot of people that have done F45. F45 came out, so CrossFit came out first. And one of the big problems with CrossFit when it first started coming out was that a lot of people were getting injured. Okay, and the reason people get injured with CrossFit is not because of CrossFit. CrossFit's not dangerous. What's dangerous is the people that go and do CrossFit. Because what happens is people don't lift properly, people don't have a good coach, people don't have good posture during the day, people have mobility issues or injury issues, and they don't fix those things. And they go in and do the training and start lifting heavy weights with CrossFit, and they get hurt very quickly. Anytime you put your body under heavy amounts of load, repetitively, continuously, for high amounts of volume, without fixing those underlying issues, it's only a matter of time that you're going to get hurt. And so that's how I got started in strength and conditioning. I think it was 2010 when CrossFit was quite young. And so I did CrossFit, did competitions, did all that sort of stuff, went over East and did a competition or two. So enjoy CrossFit, but in terms of helping you for racing, it's not going to be ideal. So what happened is F45 kind of looked at CrossFit, I guess, I'm assuming, looked at F45 and why do people hate CrossFit? Because people get injured all the time. Why do people get injured all the time? Because they lift all these heavy weights for high amounts of reps. Let's make a business that cuts out, everyone loves CrossFit, but they don't like getting injured. Let's make something that is exactly like CrossFit, high intensity training, that doesn't involve lifting heavy weights. And so that's what you have. So it's all more body weight type weights, very light type weights. You're not going to see anyone in there doing heavy deadlifts or heavy squats or heavy cleans or the stuff you need to be doing for racing. So yes, I assume they do scale, Michael. They'll give you different types of exercise if you can't do specific exercises. But the scaling is different to CrossFit. Okay, it's not like, oh, if the workout is 100 kilo deadlift, you do a 50 kilo deadlift. The scaling might be, okay, you can't do push-ups, so go on your knees and do push-ups. That type of scaling. And to touch on that, since you brought up CrossFit, CrossFit I would say is a little bit higher on my scale. So again, tailored approach for racing is a 10 out of 10. Okay, CrossFit I would say maybe a 7 out of 10. Okay, so on the higher side for the different types of training that are out there. The reason it's not a 10 out of 10 is because there's a lot of stuff you'll do in CrossFit that's high risk, low reward in terms of helping you with your racing. So what I mean by that is you can go and practice doing muscle ups at a CrossFit session, little to no impact in terms of helping you, like skill development for a muscle up in terms of helping you with your racing. Got off track. There was something I was going to say, and then I forgot what I was going to say. So in terms of spending your time doing muscle ups, like, doing skill progression and things like that for a muscle up, higher likelihood of getting hurt in comparison to, say, doing squats because it's a gymnastics movement and it's high skill, but also low reward as well. You can spend an hour every day doing muscle ups and practice doing strict muscle ups or kipping muscle ups or whatever you want to do, and it's going to have little transfer over to your riding and racing in comparison to spending that hour doing weight training. Same with, like, they do a lot of high impact stuff, so they do things like running, they do things like box jumps as well, double unders. It's opportunity cost. Are they going to help you or have some crossover to your riding? Yeah, sure. If you've done nothing, they're going to have some crossover. But in comparison to what you could be doing with that time, it's going to slow you down. Hey, Scott, it's going to slow down your progress in terms of helping you with your riding. Okay, there's a lot of things in there that are wasting time. Same like learning how to do handstand push-ups, okay, and doing handstand push-ups in the workout. Small amount of transfer over to your racing in comparison to what you should be doing, which is getting your squat better, getting your deadlift better, getting your overhead press better. Same with learning to do the Olympic lifts. If you're spending like sessions every week learning how to do snatches and learning how to do clean and jerks, not the best use of your time to help you with your racing. Again, you should be building a good, strong base and a good, strong foundation. So can you get fit for racing doing CrossFit? Yeah, of course you can. but it's just going to be spread out because there's so many movements and so many things that they cover because it's constantly varied, right? High intensity, functional movement, whatever the motto is for CrossFit, which is great. Again, great for getting your heart rate up, great for if you want to compete in CrossFit, great if you like to learn new skills with your training all the time, and great if you just want to burn some calories. In terms of training for motocross, it's not going to be ideal. Okay, like I said, it's probably a 7 out of 10 rather than a 10 out of 10, which is going to be the best use of your time. Carl, would you say regular weight training is the best for safely gaining strength? Yeah, 100%. So the types of weight training you want to be doing: back squats, deadlifts, overhead presses, bent over rows. Even incorporate front squats once you've got a bit of mobility and flexibility under your belt. That's the best way to gain strength. Okay. There's no way around that. You can do all these. That's the problem with classes and sessions, right? Is it's never a tailored approach. Same thing with CrossFit. So one thing F45 does really well. All F45s do the same type of training and same workouts on a given day, right? The top management gives it to everyone, and everyone does the same stuff. For CrossFit, every single gym is independently owned, but they're also independently run. So no CrossFit gym will do the same workouts. You grab 50 CrossFit gyms from Australia, they'll be doing 50 different types of workouts, 50 different types of training. Some will be more strength orientated, some will be more Olympic lifting orientated, some will be more running orientated, some will be more endurance orientated, some will be more competition orientated, some will be more 50 plus age group orientated. So it makes it hard to, when people ask me, is CrossFit good? Well, it's really going to depend. Like overall, I'm saying CrossFit is a 7 out of 10. The gym you train at might be a 2 out of 10, okay? Or it could be an 8 out of 10, or it could be a 5 out of 10, depending on the programming that you follow. But overall, in terms of being ideal for racing, nothing will beat having a specific program, a specific tailored approach for the sport that you're doing, okay? Which is riding and racing. Anytime you're not doing something that's specific for your specific sport, then it's opportunity cost. You're probably doing things in your programming or in your training that are not the most effective to move you towards your goal. If that helped to answer your question, Carl, just give me a like on the video. Just let me know. Or if you've got another question to clarify anything, just post it up now. Oh, I'm trying to open your message, Michael. Here we go. Yeah, CrossFit helped me a lot with cardio and strength, but I have now modified the program to suit more motor-related exercise. Awesome, man. Cool. Good stuff. Cool. All right. Any other questions, guys? Anything else I can help with? Let me check on here, make sure I haven't missed anything. Anything else I can answer for you regarding training? Hey, James. Anything else regarding training or anything that I've just gone through, or anything I can clarify for you guys? Good chat. Awesome, Michael. Sweet. Thanks for jumping in the live stream. All right, cool. That looks like it might be it for today's questions. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did like it and you haven't liked it already, if you give it a like, that would be great. Just helps to show it to other riders and racers. Otherwise, Facebook doesn't show it to anyone. But hopefully you enjoyed it. Looking forward to putting more videos together for you guys. Yesterday I came up with a whole heap of content ideas for the next month. Hey, Brent. So I've got heaps of new interesting videos, new insights, different perspectives on training and how to approach things. So looking forward to putting those together. I've got a really, really busy day of coaching calls. So time for me to get stuck in and do some coaching for today. But otherwise, I will chat to you guys soon. See ya.